Anyway, people love me a lot, more or less because I was LS, and it's like, and I was like, okay, I'm a cannon manufacturer. I am a battleship manufacturer. I manufacture steel, cannons, anti-aircraft, tanks, and all that stuff. And what people mostly loved about me, basically, is because I was like, okay, these are the tanks I can produce for you. I will help you defend yourself for a time, but then you have to defend yourself. And you have your borders. These are your borders, and this is your country, and you can have right to defend it. So, like, I gave the Chinese cannons. The first cannons that the Chinese got were from me. It's like, okay, this is your country, so these are for you and your defense. So don't kill each other. You know, this is so other people can't kill you. And so, like I say, the first tanks that China ever got were tanks I gave them. And it's like, here you go. You need time. Now build your own. And then this is your country, China, or sections of China. Originally, there was a Russian colony in China, but like I said, the Chinese were the Chinese are really cool. They were really friendly, actually. I think they were really friendly. And they just deported people out of their country. They're like, okay, guys, you gotta go. And they would take, but then China builds a lot of the stuff. They're like, they took it as, they produce a lot of stuff, and they sell it, and it's like, circle of life and all this other stuff. I mean, they produce a lot of stuff. So anyways, I built them tanks. Like, I built a lot of stuff tanks. I gave the Irish tanks too. It's like, okay, guys, you're gonna need some weapons. Here you go. So like the Irish people, I gave them weapons because, like, you have a country, you may defend your country. This is your country, Irish. And just like Scottish has their country. It's called Scotland. And Britain, or Britonians, Townians. I built my own little town. That's Townians. I invested a lot of money, a lot more. I invested a lot more money in Bryantown than I did in other places. So, because I wanted my place to be nice, so I built. So a lot of Bryantown or Britain is actually me, and my investments, because I wanted my places to be nice. So I put a lot of money into Bryantown, and a lot of money into other places too. I mean, I invested quite a bit into Mexico, like the first city in Mexico, the first nice city, and the Mexicans were like, well, it's because Spain was being overrun. The Mexicans were losing their country. Like literally, Spain was becoming this black-white war zone where, like, these blacks and these whites, like you'd see it, like there's these whites and these blacks all coming across from Africa trying to get into Spain. So the Mexicans were literally losing their country. They weren't going to have a country anymore, and they were going to become enslaved and slaughtered. So they had to leave. They had to go to Mexico. So that's why Spain had to be evacuated. Every Spaniard, every Mexican, basically, a Spaniard is basically a French Mexican or a French Filipino. Anyway, though, but the Mexicans were losing their country, basically. Mexico and Brazil, it's like a Brazilian is basically like a Mexican, kind of, sort of, plus a little bit of something else. Anyway, Brazil and Mexico are actually fairly well related. They're the same people almost. Anyway, though, but Spain was losing a little more French maybe. But Spain was losing its country. The Mexicans were going to be exterminated or enslaved. So we had to evacuate it. Me and Germany. So yeah, I did it. I did that. And then so I built them a water system in a small town and said, okay, well, it's not much, but this is what I can do. So I did that for them, and they're like, cool, whatever, we're here. So, like I said, we moved them, and until we could regain Spain, because until we could stem the tide of the black people and white people in Spain, yeah, there was no stopping them. It was only a matter of time before they enslaved them or killed them all. So they were going to die. So we had to evacuate the whole country. And then it became like this nasty, vicious war zone of basically death. Nobody lived there. And eventually it got carpet bombed really bad. Because it's like, but by then I think the evacuation was complete. We had gotten everyone out. Like I said, I tried to get everyone out. I tried to save everyone. I had steam ships. I had those huge ships. So we we got like 5,000 people or 7,000 people on each ship, like the Titanic. Imagine the Titanic completely full of people. Basically, we tried to move them all, women and children first, but then the men. But some men stayed behind to man the battlements and to try and hold them off so we could keep the country. But like I said, the Irish were there too. The Irish knew about the problem too, and they were like, they're pulling for the team, you could say. The guys were trying to stop, because the blacks were just going to kill everyone, and rape everyone, and along with the whites. Like I said, it was the blacks and the whites together, and they had guns. So anyway, we shot them a lot, because Anyway, they were wrong. So anyway, so it's me in Germany, yeah, and just some stupid people, solid white, solid black people, and realistically, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that's basically the war. And like I said, it engulfed Spain, and then it engulfed like certain parts up there and what's called, and like I say, even the Middle East was like, oh fuck, like the poor Middle Easterns. Like I say, they were down there in the thick of it, and they were trying and there was also some Germans or some Jewish people, at the very bottom, and they were like pacifists, and they were trying to hold their little country, but I mean, they were getting squeezed out. Like you can only take pacifism so far, and it's like, oh fuck, just shoot them in the head. I mean, they're going to shoot you in the head. So, here's a gun. And that's pretty much what we do. We mass produce guns. It's like, if you're going to defend yourself, if it's for your defense, then yeah, I mean, here, more the merrier. If you're going to go and try and enslave another country, then, fuck you. I hope you die. I'm going to enjoy watching them kill you, using my weapons. They're all my guns and all my technology. Lucifer stars. Like I said, we used to have stars on the bottom of the bullets. It's like, I wouldn't help people enslave each other, but I would help them gain their freedom. Like I said, the Chinese, I love you. And even the Mexicans, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your country. But I couldn't hold we couldn't hold the border. Spain's border was getting overrun. We couldn't stop it. There were just too many in the water. They was too short. They could cross. They just went to the thing and started swimming in masses, and then trying to climb up. And we tried to shoot as many as we could, but I mean, it's like we ran out of bullets, and it went down to knives and swords. And they had knives and swords too. So yeah, and they just wouldn't stop coming. Eventually they kind of stopped. I think they ran out of stupid people. But like I said, the samurai sword, the samurai people, the Chinese developed a war technique where it's like until you run out of bullets, and then it's like shing, and you just go for it with the sword. And we provided those swords too. Like Chinese, I had over 5,000 swords, and that was for when you run out of bullets, you go for your sword and you pull it out, because those people, they were just, I don't know, they were just idiots. They just kept coming. Like they thought like they couldn't kill it, that we couldn't kill all of them, but we got most of them. Way more than they got. I said when we ran out of bullets, we started using the swords. So that's why they're samurai. That's why other people knew swords. Anyway, bullets, guns and bullets, and then swords. So anyway, and you pick up their guns and bullets too. So, they're using light intensification and infrared. LS! I know, the Starlight. The Starlight scopes. Yeah, I know. I sold them. I produced them. For my people, they were free. Or real government people. I produced them. They're really good. But for other people, it costs money. Or, I mean, I wasn't gonna be like, if you're a trusted person that wasn't just a psychopath, then it's like, here you go. You're trusted. You misuse that, we're going to take it away from you and shoot you in the head. And that's pretty much how it went. So, anyway, yeah. I paid a lot of money for those Starlight scopes. A lot of money. Like, it was a lot of research to get those Starlight scopes working. But then they worked, and they were good, and they're real. So, people used them. They're pretty cool, aren't they? I know, they're awesome. First of their kind. Actually produced in 1812. 1812, 1850, the Starlight scope is actually when it came out. So that's when I actually had it. So yeah, yeah, served very good for 50 years.